Some big Doctor Who news broke overnight, which is still in the rumor phase, but this is something that we've had these sources verified before, and we've seen this channel that also broke the news verify their sources before. So I do know that this is happening in the background because the BBC has been exploring different partnerships for Doctor Who and trying to get something going because they don't want to foot the bill for this giant sci-fi project all by themselves. It's costly to make, and to do right, it's going to be costly to make, even though there is some, sort of argument that maybe you don't need all that much. I was just watching The Ark in Space again, and you got like the bubble wrap foam hand monster painted green and a guy slithering in a sleeping bag on the floor. And it's far better than anything Russell T Davies has been producing in years. But maybe I'll do another comparison retrospective review on that in another video. But this is what the BBC wants. They want a high polished quality production with big effects like Disney was doing, and they can't do that all by themselves. So they're looking desperately for another partnership, and the other partners want much the same thing that Disney does, which we'll get into in just a moment. So the rumor is that Paramount is shopping Doctor Who, and this could potentially lead to a couple of big things, which I'll also get to, including a Star Trek crossover, which they've really been pushing the last couple of years. And I don't know if I want it from this crew, but, it could be something cool in the future if Skydance is in control of this and doesn't put the people that we don't want on these projects. Let's get into the news in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I'm a science fiction writer myself, so if you like my thoughts on sci-fi, I would love for you to check out my Valiant Frontiers right here. This is a starship exploring the galaxy, defending humanity, has a great cast of characters and crew, and wonderful sci-fi concepts. Like every single book I have in this is its own concept, own complete story, and the characters build and grow, much like you love from Doctor Who and Star Trek. I even do a time travel adventure in the third one, my most complicated book I've ever written. So check this out. It's in the description below, guys. We are approaching 100 backers, which I really appreciate everybody, of course, supporting us. And if you're in the UK and the like, I know that it's difficult to get things shipped over there and expensive because of the way that shipping works these days. I do have a digital option to make it easy for you guys, but there are some beautiful premium quality books, including a leatherbound of my first edition. And if you've not seen my leather books I've come out with, guys, I mean, they are gorgeous, so I don't want you to miss these. Check it out. It's in the description below, and thank you for being here and supporting our channel. All right, let's get into the Doctor Who news today, which is Paramount is in talks to partner with the BBC for Doctor Who streaming, which is paving the way possibly for a Star Trek crossover, which I'll get out into. So Doctor Who might be heading to Paramount Plus, and that means the fans could finally get a Star Trek crossover they've been teasing for years. The speculation came out of Radio Free Skaro, which is a long-running Doctor Who podcast that broke the news about Disney's exit before the official confirmation. According to their sources, Paramount and the BBC have been in talks about a co-distribution deal that would take Paramount Plus the new international streaming home for Doctor Who. And here's the catch that they want. Paramount wants the entire back catalog, including every classic episode, every spin-off. Big stuff. The sticking point, of course, might be the UK streaming rights. The BBC isn't thrilled about that prospect. This is the exact same sticking point that complicated the Disney deal. When Disney partnered with the BBC, they only secured the rights to new episodes for international distribution. The classic Doctor Who library stayed with the BBC, which is available on their iPlayer service, along with new episodes in the UK. Disney wanted more. The BBC said no. Now Disney's gone after just 2 seasons, and Paramount is apparently making the same demand. Now, Paramount really understands how the back catalog works in terms of these episodes being a big driver for their subscription services. If you look at Paramount Plus, a lot of their streaming is dominated by classic Star Trek, right? And so they want that classic Doctor Who on there also because that's what the people want to watch. They're not really interested in the modern abominations of this stuff. And that's, of course, what Disney found out very quickly when the ratings were so poor. Now, Paramount just completed an $8 billion merger with Skydance in August 2025, and they are actively preparing a cash-based bid to acquire Warner Brothers as well. So David Ellison's newly combined media conglomerate needs content to compete with Netflix, Disney, and Amazon, which they're showing that they really want to compete with the big boys here. Now, Paramount's been a niche service other than that before this, but it could grow a lot more. Now, Doctor Who was 60 episodes spanning multiple Doctors, companions, and eras. It would be a massive library acquisition, if only they can get the whole thing. The BBC announced in late 2025 that Doctor Who will return with a Christmas special in 2026, written by Russell T Davies, and the show will continue production through Bad Wolf, the BBC's production partner, without Disney Plus involvement. Plans for the next full series will be announced, what they say, in due course, which of course is industry speak for we have no idea what we're doing and we're still figuring it out. And a part of that is they want a partner to come in on a new series on this. And that is a lucrative sort of thing if it's done right. As we know, Davies has been showrunner since the Disney relaunch, bringing back the role from 2005 to 2010 when he successfully revived the franchise, but his second tenure has been really controversial. The Disney-era Doctor Who suffered from low ratings and bad fan reception, as we know. Now he's been vocal about his next progressive nightmare, which is going to be the war between the land and the sea, which he's renamed the classic villains of the Sea Devils to Homo Aqua, because he considered the original name racist. It's really obnoxious. He's defended increasing diversity in the cast and LGBTQ representation as, quote, an open door, not a constraint, and then dismissing critics as toxic and online warriors, who opinions he doesn't value. Obviously, it didn't work very well. When asked about anti-woke criticism, he told The Telegraph, what you might call diversity, I just call the open door. So this isn't it. The audience didn't follow through that door. Obviously, ratings cratered, fan reaction was terrible, and everybody knows how this all went. So if Paramount comes in, what are they going to do? Well, number one, I guarantee you they'll be replacing Davies as showrunner. He's not going to be around after this, and my sources say that he's going to be out of after the special anyway, that this isn't going to be happening. The new corporate leadership under David Ellison has shown willingness to make hard creative decisions. Keeping a showrunner whose tenure coincided with the franchise's worst performance doesn't make any business sense, and that's exactly what will happen here. So the reset could be exactly what Doctor Who needs. I mean, I am on the full board, just let it die category. But with Ellison and Skydance, if they come in and they replace Davies, they restart things, they get it normalized again, you know, maybe I could be excited for Doctor Who once again. It'd be nice, to be honest. Now, the Paramount connection offers another intriguing possibility, which is what I mentioned before, a Doctor Who and Star Trek crossover. Now, they've been flirting with each other for years on this. This was the first one, which was a comic book of The Next Generation and Doctor Who during Matt Smith's era. Excellent comic book, by the way. And these are getting harder to find out there because they don't reprint them because of the licensing issues that involved with it. They also did a Doctor Who mobile game that crossed over with Lower Decks just a couple of years ago. They just announced that as they were doing a Comic-Con panel where Russell T Davies and Alex Kurtzman were standing together, again, flirting with the ideas about these things. Moreover, Doctor Who then became canonized in Strange New Worlds. That little box, the little red that you see on my screen right here, is the TARDIS in the background of one of the episodes of the last season. Not only that, but they actually had another part where there was a line in the season finale where Commander Pelia, who's Carol Kane's 5,000-year-old character, casually mentions at dinner party that she knew a, quote, time-traveling doctor. On top of this, of course, in the episode where Nikuti Gatwa had his first with Ruby Sunday at the beginning, they mentioned Star Trek by name as well. So they've been doing this over the last couple of years. And of course, the showrunners of Star Trek have talked about it. They've talked about like it'd be great, but there's really been no way for them to do so. Now, if both of these are controlled by Paramount Skydance, then Paramount Skydance might be able to get past some of the licensing problems as well and actually get a real TV crossover going. Kind of interesting on this level, right? If that actually happens, you know, that's something for both franchises to be pretty excited about. These types of things are pretty rare. And if it's done right, again, if you have a good Doctor Who and Star Trek crossover, it could revitalize both franchises, just galvanizing both bases. Has to be done right. And again, I would use that comic as a template. They did a great job on it. That's really the type of direction you need to go with it. So this is something where Doctor Who is obviously expensive to produce. We know this. We know that the BBC wants a partner coming out there. We know that the BBC wasn't able to get Disney because they didn't want to give up those distribution rights, but they might be running out of options. If they really want to get this done, if they really want something big happening with Doctor Who, I think that they're going to have to, you know, play ball a little bit with those distribution rights. They're going to have to play ball and maybe give up a little bit on the iPlayer. We'll see how it goes. Maybe Paramount will do it without an exclusive or the like, and that will be the way that they can get going forward. We'll see as these go along. Now, there's a lot of moves going on with Skydance and Paramount, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video. They're trying to acquire Warner Brothers. We'll see what happens on that front as well. That's the DC Comics catalog, of course, a big one right there. And this is all a big shakeup in the media that's going on right now. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Would you like to see a Doctor Who and Star Trek crossover? Please hit the like and subscribe button. Do check out my Valiant Frontiers. It's in the description below. Really appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back soon.